What's up everybody, and welcome back to Computer Troubles, the series where I talk about problems that I've had with my computer, or anybody else's computer for that matter, how I fixed them, or how I'm still not sure what the heck was going on with the computer. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about a problem with Grub bootloader that I had a couple of years ago. It wasn't that hard of a problem to fix, but it is one of the first major problems that I've had with my computer that did temporarily make it so I could not use my computer. So this was a couple years ago when I was dual booting Ubuntu and Windows. This was really before I even figured out why you would want to use Linux instead of Windows, if at all. I just had Linux, or Ubuntu specifically, dual booted on my machine with Windows, so I kind of had another operating system. It was kind of cool to have two operating systems on my computer, and I could play with Ubuntu a little bit, see what it was like. It was just an interesting thing for me to do. So, needless to say, I decided I wanted to get rid of Ubuntu so I could have some extra hard drive space. So at this time I had, I think, 3 hard drives, and 2 of them were full with Windows and games. So I wanted some more hard drive space for some games, and Ubuntu was on my 500 gigabyte drive. So I had 2 1 terabyte drives and a 500 gigabyte drive, and that's what Ubuntu was on, and I wanted to get rid of it. So I did some searching around on the internet, and I figured out that the best way to do it was just to wipe the hard drive. So, and also in many circumstances this would have worked, but for me it did not. After I had deleted Ubuntu, I rebooted my machine and it would not boot. I got a Grub error. It said something about Grub not being able to find a bootable device. This was very odd. At the time, I did not know what Grub bootloader was. I did some searching and I figured out that Grub bootloader was the bootloader for Ubuntu, and I guess it can't really boot into Windows by itself or something like that. And that was a bummer. I decided to reinstall Ubuntu and see if that would work, and that fixed it. So, like I said, in many circumstances, just deleting the drive or storing the drive or erasing the drive would have worked, but in this case it didn't. And I think I kind of remember doing some sort of customization with the boot, and I think I might have accidentally made it so the bootloader was on my main Windows drive, so it did not get deleted with Ubuntu. Now, as far as I know, if you do a custom install on a separate drive from Windows, it will, in fact, download Grub onto the drive with Ubuntu, and then you could just delete or erase the drive, and that would delete Ubuntu from your computer if you are dual booting. Many times this problem also arises for people who dual boot on the same drive, which I highly do not recommend that at all. It just seems like it'd be much more of a hassle trying to do that than it would be with 2 separate drives, especially with deleting Ubuntu. From what I gather from that, you have to delete the main Ubuntu partition, and then do something in the Windows rescue drive, boot drive thing, and do something in the terminal. And from my experience, that doesn't even always work. So in that case, I would probably just, if I didn't have anything on the drive that really was important, I would just completely erase it and install Windows. And honestly, that would probably be faster than just deleting the Grub from Windows. I don't know why. Just a lot of the stuff in the boot disk for Windows, or the boot drive for the fixing Windows and stuff using that terminal, a lot of the commands do not always work. It's really annoying. Last time I tried to delete Grub that way, I think that's something that happened, something didn't work, and I just ended up restoring the entire drive. But yeah, I hope you all liked this episode of Computer Troubles. Hope you learned something. If you didn't, well, you'll probably learn something from any of my future videos, or maybe the last video I made on Computer Troubles. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video.